All right, where's streams? There we go. There, there, put that there. Actually, remember to boot up my phone so that way then I have the chat able to be instantly seen by myself. There we go. All right, let's see. Oh, they changed the flag. I like the old flag. Oh, that's neat. Started in 1920, the flag changes. Hmm. Leave it on normal difficulty. Yeah, opponent. Huh. So I can actually people can actually design ships that I can throw into an auto into a file for it to pull from. That's interesting. I might have to make a new channel for that. Because that could be interesting. Seeing user made ships operating for other countries. That would be scary. I always forget how long it takes for this game to plot out beginning part. Do we actually want to do a start in the standard game start date and genuinely rebuild ourselves back to where we were? Hmm. I think for this campaign, we'll stick with the 1920 start date. People won't really want to see the if people really want to see the 1890 start date again, they can. Well, I'll do another campaign with the 1890 start date, maybe as a different country, probably, considering almost all we're always playing Austria-Hungary, honestly. The hope for us in this campaign here is more or less just to create a colonial empire and beat up Italy. Those are our two goals: beat up Italy and colonial empire, which will more than likely put us at war with Germany, if Germany has any colonies in the 1920 start date, which I wouldn't believe so. But again, this is some weird alternative timeline where Russia doesn't fall to communism and uh, Germany doesn't do any of the bad stuff during for World War II. So it'll be interesting to see how this game plays out. I know the game ends in 1950. At least that's when I know the game ends. I don't know if there's if it's like Civ where you can just press continue and just keep playing after you reach the end date, or if it genuinely just says, "Yep, that's it. You played everything. Go get some trees and sunlight or something." I probably should have done the probably should have loaded up the campaign before starting the stream. Just considering I already knew how long this takes to load. So long. So very long. To be fair, thinking about it, I probably could have picked a different country that had more money behind it. Just so then I could have a large selection of ships to throw at my disposal. Wonder if they made Spain will be our next stop in not galactic intercontinental world conquest of the waves. Or maybe Russia. Russia could be a fun one, considering the fleets would never be able to really trap. The Baltic fleet going all the way over to fight Japan. That would be a great recreation of many many a meme about the Russian fleet and the Russo-Japanese War. Well, now we're in August 1916 as the game tries to figure out what exactly happened in all these time periods. We're in September 1916. Usually, month, once the months of the first year that it's trying to load are over, it usually is fairly fast afterwards. I don't know why it takes so long for specifically the first years. It's trying to figure out what's going on, and then the next year is fairly quickly. I mean, I can understand if the AI has to randomly generate what the fleets are for this time period, especially if you set it for auto. But then it's kind of like, why doesn't it just specifically load the year that you're loading into instead loads the first 4 years? That's something I've never really understood with this game. Just have preset dates, your preset fleets. If you choose to create your own fleet, obviously, just have it to where the campaign doesn't load the fleet for that country and gives you a bunch of extra money to build your own fleet with. I feel like that would be better than making people sit around for 20 minutes as the game tries to figure out what it's doing. I can understand if you set it for randomize the enemy navies, then it would then for the start year it would take a bit longer to load because it'd be randomizing what the enemy fleets are made up of. There we go. Now we're in 1919. Almost 1920. The Roaring Twenties. This will be a fun time. There we go. Finally. All right. Let's just zoom in here. Oh, by the way, this game has been really up updated since the last time we played. Oh, are they planning on that in Canada? Woo! Oh, that'd be interesting to dominate South America with what is that? Oh, that's oil. Oil now? Is an oil now a needed resource? Probably. Oh, okay. This time around, we have communist Russia. Okay, concerns all around, but all right. Our our Austria-Hungary doesn't seem to be as unified as these other states, but we'll live. Everybody else gets cool, like new borders. Of course, they're drawn to their. Yeah, this is actually a modern world map with modern borders. Okay, that explains why this looks like this. This is some weird alternative history where we ended up with. Oh, they even have Liechtenstein. Is it actually named or nope? It's just there. It's there on the map though. It's there in spirit. Oh, they put that there, did they? No, they didn't. And to be fair, the Vatican is a lot smaller than. Oh, well, they fit those guys in. Okay, they fit in quite a few of the micronations and didn't do much with it. Fair enough. Ooh, I wonder if they'll add Ukraine as a playable fleet. I feel like a lot of these grayed out flags are gonna eventually maybe become playable countries. That'd be cool to take one of these minor nations and go on a war path with your navy to conquer the world. But yeah, Spain is playable, so we might play as Spain next time for the 1890 to 1950 fleet. What the bar? Oh, that's Montenegro. but like small and tiny and insignificant. Why do you exist? But anyway, let's actually design our naval warships for this campaign. What do we have to work with? Let's design our battleship. Let's see. We have four ex- four experimental hulls to work with. We have the Dreadnought 3, the Dreadnought 2, experimental Dreadnought 2, and the Dreadnought 1. We're gonna go with the Dreadnought 3 first, and we'll set for a targeted speed of 26 knots. We don't really plan to leave the Mediterranean, so range is not as much of a factor. We want to bring the beam in and the drone a bit. And we want to give it as much crew as possible. Auxiliary 3. Turbo electric. Balanced. Oil 1. Shaft 1. And electric 2. Anti-torque 3, considering the fact that you're a battleship and you will more than likely not have a fun time. Triple hull. Reinforced bulkheads. Krupp 4 armor, just to decrease weight. Dildo 4. Anti-flood 3. Alright, now let's work out what armaments you're going to have. There's your forward tower. Back forward a bit to fit the rear tower. Ooh, that's not going to fit. Alright, how small of a funnel can I fit? There we go. Anyway, now let's work on what guns we have. Let's see. We have 16s as our largest and most powerful gun, but they are only Mark 1s. What's the highest Mark we have? Alright, we have Mark 4 9s. So our battle cruiser will probably be armed with Mark 4 9s, but what's the next lowest we got? 14-inch Mark 3s. Surprisingly enough, that kind of works. I mean, that one doesn't fit somehow. So we'll just stow some of the secondary armament there. 6-inch? Nope. 5-inch? Nope. 4-inch. 4-inch fits. Alright, we're gonna need to lengthen those barrels because we need longer barrels. It increases the weight, but dear God, we need the extra accuracy. That's really as far forward as I can get that. It's annoying. We were mildly overweight. That's not great, but I can easily fix that. Decrease the weight of the turrets. That's the first part. Main belt's going to be 10 inches. Stick with the 5.5 belt. Oh crap, I forgot the rangefinder. You don't need acoustics, but you definitely could probably benefit from this. Yeah, RDF. That gives us something. See how much length I can get out of these. I can get 13% if I make the gun barrier. I can get 4.4-inch guns at 9% length for secondary armaments. I need them mounted in the rear because the front of the ship is not willing to cooperate. It is already too front heavy as is. Pretty much just means move this gun back. Now for some 4-inch casemates. Just to add some additional weight to the rear. Add some armor to the sides of those. Oh, neat. You can adjust the casemates as an individual gun. Increase them to 9. So that way then they match. So that way then. Well, actually, no. They've been made independent of these nowadays, haven't they? Machines will have their own ammunition storage. How much point in using those then? Would be more practical to stick in some pair of 8-inch casemates with a higher diameter and longer length. Okay, maybe not longer length. Maybe not as much diameter. Okay. Maybe I forgot a few things. Okay, we definitely left out a few things I would have liked to include in this design. Tube powder, we're definitely going to need that. Super heavy shells. You only really need cap. Based fused. Yeah, base fused. Standard ratio on the main, increased on the secondary, barbed at 1. What can we cut back on? Her conning tower does not need that much armor protection. Okay, we can sacrifice one set of the 8s. Because I need those. Okay, we're sacrificing both sets of 8s. One of the secondary. Both of the secondary armaments, just all that gone. You know, we don't really need that tower. We can't even fit like a gun on it anyways. Let's go for a tower that's a bit cheaper. And one that we can mount a little bit farther back. That way then we can move all of this farther back to decrease the offset. Alright, that decreases the offset some more. Alright. Well, we're not going to have a secondary armament, that's for sure. I've already got the best in terms of anti-flooding we can get. Standard amount of ammunition, that'll do. How many rounds we got? Let me check. Rounds. Bang guns, 419 rounds. I think. Oh wait, no, that's just how many crew there are. Where does it tell me? Where does it tell me how much ammo we got? Uh, weight and cost. Thanks. I'd I'd love to figure out where my ammunition is. How much ammo does this thing carry? Info, ship details, torpedo launchers, hull size, pitch, accuracy, damage control, maneuverability, direction, weapon. Think under weapons there'd be how much ammo you carry, but nope. All right, how much does each gun carry? Each gun carries an amount. Okay, yeah, we're having fun here. It's been so long since I played this game. Oh, all right. Uh, we can't afford that. That's a very vital component. Can't afford it. That's a problem. That is a major problem. Okay, that's another problem. All right, what if I decrease the drought more? That gonna give us enough room? Stick this in? Nope. Nope. All right. Can at any point we can stick this in? Okay, nothing we do is gonna allow us to stick this in. It's just gonna be too heavy. I'd have to cut back on torpedo protection at best to fit it. We can fit enhanced if we cut back on that. All right. Increase the drought of the ship a bit. I mean, then it floats a bit better. And my caps lock. And here we have the brand new pudding class. Dear God, is it undergunned? But it's the destroyer. It's the battleship of our brand new navy. We're definitely going to need to build more than just this thing as our mainline battleships. It's got 14.5-inch guns. Got pretty much everything it needs to be the center of a fleet. So it will be the lead. However, we are definitely also designing another battleship that will also be trying to match similar requirements. However, she's going to be done on the cheap. Let's see which. Alright, we're going with gas turbines just because it takes up less space. Triple hull, anti-torp 3, torp 4, citadel 4, anti-flood 3. No, not a 120-inch belt. Dear God, no. Are you insane? I probably don't need a barbette that big. This is going to be a fairly small battleship after all. It's going to be a fairly small battleship. Not much for it. You will carry dual 11-inch guns. Seems like a good idea. Very cheap battleship. 11-inch aren't bad, and they're definitely going to be decent enough for what we need them for. What gun has a poor selection of fire? So you have TNT 1, 2 powder, super heavy shells, control turret, semi-auto, RDF, stereoscopic. Turret armor does not need to be that thick. Increase them to 11.9 inch. Get them as long as we can get those barrels. As long as we can get the barrels. All right. Give them some barbette armor. We'll give you capped ballistic 1 and capped ballistic just to give you some extra range. We'll give you an increased complement of ammunition just in case we get into a drawn out battle and need some additional firepower. As for your secondary armament, where can I fit? Where can I fit that gun? Why you do this to me, random gun? There we go. We have a set of 8-inchers with really long barrels to act as our secondary armament. So this thing should be fairly okay at dealing with destroyers. I hope so. Do I want to add any more secondary? Nope, we cannot fit any more secondaries. We have reached the maximum amount of space we can fit. Yep, definitely not able to fit much else. Yeah, she's outfitted as best as we can get her. Hey, spell Maverick. Pretty sure it's without the E, right? Pretty sure it's without E. Yep, pretty sure it's without an E. Oh well. Alright, time for our battle cruiser. What will be our battle cruiser type? Battle cruisers will travel at 28 knots, because they need to be able to actually deal with enemy threats. They need to be able to catch the enemy. And force them into a decisive battle. Anti-torp 3, because you're going to be dealing with the enemy up close and personal a lot. Probably. Maybe. 10 inches belt. 5 aft. 4. 5 forward. Give you 8 inches of deck armor, but 3 for the fore and 3 for the aft. 12 for the conning tower. 3 for the superstructure. 3. 3. Alright. What do we got for towers? That already takes up a large portion of what this battlecruiser can carry, so we'll go with this one. It weighs less. It weighs very mildly less. Let's go with large towers 3 because that weighs a lot less than both of those. And it gives us pretty much all the benefits of this one for the most part. So really, I'm shooting myself in the foot if I don't use this one. Yeah. Secondary tower. Thinking I'm having 3 turrets on the rear, maybe 1 on the front. We'll give it 5 turrets. Should I give it 5 turrets? I think I'm gonna arm it with like 9-inch guns. So honestly, not really much to outfit it with. And we might be able to get away with 10-inchers. Could we get away with 10-inchers? 5 10-incher guns? Could we get away with 5 10s? We could. Well, probably. I still have to add in all the. Yeah, we'll let you in the purific acid. Super heavy shells. We'll give you definitely capitalistic because your guns are a lot weaker than most of my other guns. Barbette 2. And let's see. We still have room for stuff, so let's see here. Turret armor. And let's increase them to 10.5 inches along with increasing their length. And that still has us with some weight we can work with. So we can actually outfit this with some fairly good secondaries. What's the best secondary gun we have? 3-inchers are Mark IVs. So we could mount a few of these 3-inchers all over the ship. Just to give her some bite against anything small. Anything smaller than her will definitely think twice before engaging. Let's lengthen them just to make them some very deadly pea shooters. And those guns are colliding, so 3.3 inch is the biggest we can get those unless I want to move these. Which, honestly, I'm just going to move those forward a bit. Increase these to 3.9s. Because I'd rather have them just barely on the cusp of being a 4-inch gun. No, don't stick there. There we go. Aft weight is a little high, but I can live with it, and we completely forgot to install a funnel. That would explain a lot of why the ship doesn't weigh so much. That's a bit too large of a funnel. Okay. Okay. Do we seriously not have any funnels that are efficient enough to do it on their own besides that other one? That does seem to be the case. At the very least, it works. Not overweight still. Uh, Increase that to a solid 5. We can increase his protection a little bit better. Nope, can't up the range. Here we will have the Felix class. Oh, what else do we have? We have a large armored cruiser, semi-armored cruiser. Right, our light cruisers are definitely that's a decent light cruiser hull, so we'll probably have one kind of crappy light cruiser that's just going to be more of a gunboat than a cruiser, and then a proper light cruiser, and then a pair of destroyers, which will be very disappointing destroyers, but destroyers nonetheless. We just need ships. So let's see, large armored cruiser. All right. We want our heavy cruisers to be going around 26 knots just so they can keep up with the battleships. Because in my philosophy, heavy cruisers should just be, well, at least in my philosophy for how I play this game, I play light heavy cruisers as support battleships. Battleships that they're just there to give the battleships a little extra backup from things that get close to them while also providing additional long range fire support. What I'll equip this one with, probably the 9. Ooh, depth charges. We'll leave the depth charges for our light cruisers because I plan on pumping out light cruisers like they're a dime a dozen. We'll go with 8 inches on the main belt, 6 and 6 on those. Deck will be 4 inches. Fore and aft will be 2. And superstructure will be 7. Go with main tower 7. And dual funnel configuration? That's not enough. Well, it's definitely a ship. It's not going to be the most prettiest ship in the fleet, but she's a ship. She's going to try. Center line, let's see, barbettes. Fit 1 barbette there. Center line, 9 inchers. Do we want to go with dual configuration or triple configuration? Kind of prefer the triple configuration. Go. Rangefinder, you do not need tier 4 one. You'll get tier 3 stereoscopic. RDF. Semi-auto reloading, electrical turrets, TNT, Q powder, super heavy shells. You'll get capitalist 1, soft cap, increased HP, standard ratio, barbette 2, and it 3. All right. Well, we don't got much room left for much else. You can definitely lengthen the barrels. As for secondaries, unfortunately for you, you kind of get our crappy leftovers. I mean, they're good. 2-inch guns aren't anything to laugh about, but aren't anything to really write home about either. And to be fair, I'm going to make them worse by making them 1.1-inch guns that are just really long. So then they can fire constantly. In fact, if I'm going to do this, I need to add even more 1.1-inch guns. So then whatever barrage of fire we establish will be constant from these guns. I don't know why we're mounting a pair of our guns like this. Like, this isn't even. That's just barely connected to the deck. I would not want to be the guy working this gun. You'd have to. Yeah, we're not installing a gun like that, but you would not want to be the guy in charge of that because the boat rocked slightly. You're flying into the water. You're just dead. You're dead to everyone around you the moment that you even see existing. Let's see if we can increase the diameter a bit. Okay, definitely not. Because the guns don't fit if we do. For some reason. This turret comes into conflict with something. That's always something I don't understand about this game. Sometimes the turrets are like this, where they will have no contact with the upper turret. Suddenly, unable to shoot in any direction. There's nothing in its way. Rear tower, the front tower isn't in the way. That's not in the way. It just can't. Weird. But anyway, we now have a large collection of guns. I think I'll increase the caliber of these just a bit. We can keep them around 1.4 inch. That's good enough for me. This will be the calling class. Alright, off to our next heavy cruiser. Uses a completely different hull. Once again, 26 knots is the goal. Increase the range a bit, just so that we can fit it. Lots of crew, so that way then our ships don't run out of crew mid-battle. And they can retain their efficiency for far longer. Anti-torp 3, crop 4, citadel 4, anti-flood. Alright, we're gonna stick this one with depth charges. Just so that way then we at least have one heavy cruiser equipped with it, just in case. 8 inches there. 3 in the fore, 3 in the aft. 6-inch deck. 4, 3 in the aft. Conning tower, 7. Superstructure, 3, 2, 2. All right. What benefits do we get out of this? What's the weight difference? That's almost 100 weight. Okay, we're just gonna stick this one on there. And we'll stick you on there. Now, as for this heavy cruiser, you will be our anti-destroyer cruiser. Meaning you're pretty much gonna be straight up just delegated to dealing with anything that's small. Yeah, 8-inch dual turret configuration. Yeah, since you're going to be dedicated to that, you're going to need tier 4 close range one. Hydraulics, pure acid, tube powder, super heavy, increase the ammunition. We'll give you capped, based views, standard ratio, increased heat on secondaries, barbet 2. You're probably going to need anti-torp 4 considering your job, but we'll see when we get there. We'll see what we have left over when we get there. Anyway, increase the length so then these 8-inch guns are able to fire on slightly farther away targets. And to help increase your ability to deal with destroyers and the like. Some 3-inchers. Also with insanely long barrels. Also as 3.5-inch guns. This should be decent enough to deal with most. That was not what I wanted to do. No. Game. Why do you make an undo button that doesn't work? Press undo on to undo the fact that I picked up and removed that rear tower. Nope. Just removes the thing I installed. Big funnel. Oh, we can fit a pair of big funnels. I guess I might as well give you some level of acoustics, considering the fact that you have depth charges. They're kind of useless without acoustics. Still gonna have to stick with anti-torpedo 3. Oh, we can increase your range a bit. That's at least something. As for what the cyber class. All right, let's see here. We're on to the light cruisers now. Let's design the light cruiser I'm actually probably going to be using, and then the other thing. Now, anyway, light cruiser needs to be 30 knots, at least for the time period we're in. So then it can also engage in pursuing down enemy targets. Turbo electric drive. Ooh. Okay, we'll put the mines and depth charges on the light cruiser we don't care for. That sounds mean to the light cruiser that we're not going to care for, but that is the unfortunate fate of the light cruiser we're not going to care for. Full 6-inch belt, 3 fore, 3 aft. Full 4 inches of deck armor, 2 fore, 2 aft. 6 inches of conning tower, 2 inches of superstructure. Alright. Didn't really leave myself much room for other tech. But it's fine. Give you an RDF. Give you that. And give you acoustics for now, but I might remove that depending on how much we can actually fit. Oh god, we need so many of these. Dear god. We're gonna have to go really cheap on our secondary tower. Why'd the engine efficiency go down? Gosh darn it. That means I have to add in another funnel. Oh, that doesn't even bring the efficiency up. Alright, there we go. You better not change on me again. Alright, main guns. Can we actually stick a barbette up here? Did they finally fix it to where you can stick barbettes up here? Nope. Still can't stick barbettes up there. Okay, fair enough. 7-inch. Bring it back a bit, because if we can't stick a barbette up here, we might as well bring it back so then it's not weighing down the whole front end of the ship. We'll be installing some secondaries there. And a 7-incher in the rear. 10, 8, or 6.5, I guess. Increase the length of those barrels, boys. Always increase the length of the barrels. And we'll make them 7.5-inch guns. I think what we'll do is we'll have 7.5 be our standard 7-inch type gun. Anyway, dual configuration. 3-incher? Nope, they are going to weigh too much. Dual configuration, 2-inchers. Really? You don't fit there? Fine. There. Move all of these forward. Right, then we can decrease the weight of the aft section. Now we can install a set of those there. As for them, once again, 1.4-inch, and just increase the length. We want them quick firing, but we also want them to be able to do some level of damage and actually hit something. Let's see. You're... I may have forgotten some steps here. Okay. Rip that out. We need electrical turrets and semi-auto reloading. Acid. Shell size. Capped. Base fused. Standard ratio. Barb at 1. Alright, what can we take away? Can we make the torpedoes smaller? Nope. 18's the smallest they go. And after that, they're practically worthless. Alright, we cannot fit torpedoes on this thing. I know I have more. Yeah, there's the other torpedo launcher. There we go. No torpedoes whatsoever. She's still too heavy. Right. We increase her drought a bit. Nope. That did not give us the space we needed. We decrease her beam a bit. We can actually fit it. Well, she's definitely going to be fairly unstable firing platform, but she's a firing platform nonetheless. A very inefficient one, but a firing platform nonetheless. Call this one the Vanguard class. And now for our other light cruiser, that's going to end up probably being a gunboat. Anti-destroyer light cruiser. It'll also have to double as our anti-submarine and mine warfare ship. But, of course, triple. Jesus Christ, she doesn't even have anything installed and she's already overweight. Oh, dear God. This is going to be a challenge. No one's gonna want to serve aboard this boat. It has like no armor. It has practically no armor. It has the world's crappiest looking tower. Yeah, I'm not using that. Yeah, problems. It decreased the width. That definitely saves us some problem. Decrease the range. It's gonna cost more to maintain, but we honestly don't have much we can do. It's gonna be a fairly stubby ship, that's for sure. He is definitely not gonna be breaking any world records here. Alright, main guns. What about these? We'll give her commanding pair of 6-inch guns. If I can rotate. There we go. And now we need a funnel. Of course that's not big enough. Of course that's gonna put us overweight. What can we cut back on? Gas turbines. Honestly, at this point, turbo electric's great and all, but dear God, the weight it brings is just too much for us to be able to handle. Okay, those are going to be some long 6-inchers. And then inside the hull, we're going to have a bunch of casemates. I wonder, is a 1.5-inch, does it fit in there? Nope. Those do not fit. We're only a bit overweight. What can we do to save on some weight? I could cut back on some of the guns. That's some less gun. Alright, we have 4 secondary inchers with room for modification later if we ever find the room to put them. If we ever find room for them, we find room for them. I do actually think I might start up a crap, I didn't mean to call it that. Crap. Anyway, I do plan to use the shared ship thing as the AI ship share thing for next campaign. So then people can submit designs to put into the designer. So then the AI comes up with pulls some ships from the Discord. But anyway, let's see. This one is the wood. Save design. Hopefully I don't have to completely rebuild that. Please don't tell me I'm going to have to completely rebuild that, because I know that was a stupid bug of the last one where if you made a copy of a ship and just and left it the same, it would still count it as a refit. And then you wouldn't be able to build any more of it because it'd be considered a refit. Okay, good. Don't know why that's still there. Let's get rid of you. We don't need you. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot we can build submarines too. Anyway, back to building our large collection of. Well, now on to the final portion where we build our very crappy destroyer. I want to make it a long boy. There we go. Auxiliary 3, gas turbines, because turbo electric is insanely weight consuming and not really worth it. Balanced rudder, anti-flood, force bulkhead, turbo hull, front core, give you mine sweeping. Just all the things. All the things. All the things. Let's make this a slightly durable destroyer. A fairly crappy tower. Jesus, one of these funnels is 270 engine efficiency. What about one of the smaller ones? Oh, that's also very engine efficient. Okay, we're just gonna go with that since it's fairly cheap and easy to slap on there. Anyway, what do we got for main guns? 5 inchers. We can stick some 5 inchers. Some very, very crappy placed 5 inchers, but 5 inchers nonetheless. Then we need 1 torpedo launcher. There we go. Now she has the ability to volley fire 3 torpedoes on both sides. Also, we're going to move this funnel backwards, along with the command deck. Just to push the weight back a bit. Can we pull that? We can pull the barbette back a bit. Can we pull you a bit back on the barbette? Nope, you will. You are dedicated to that one spot. Fair enough. Increased TNT because it weighs less. Electrical. Semi-auto reloading. We can't really afford that. Uh, you don't need a rangefinder. Hydro. Hmm. Definitely need tube powder. Standard crew quarters. Kill the range a bit more. Auxiliary 2 isn't what I want to do because it's not as good as Auxiliary 3. And for a destroyer, auxiliary power is kind of a requirement to exist. Alright, reduce the torpedo complement down to literally just the first launchers. That's it. That's all you get. I'm pretty sure they will appreciate that sentiment. Increase the 5 inchers. We'll make them 5.5, 5.2 inch guns. That's how big our 5 inchers will be. All future 5 inchers will only ever be 5.2. Can we stick anything into the main belt? And we can stick a bit extra into the main belt. And a bit extra into the conning tower. And a bit extra into the superstructure. Throwing a bit of the weight around. There we go. Alright. She's as armed as she's probably ever going to be. It's spelled that way. There we go. And there we go. We almost have all of our first wave of ships. And now for the one ship design we do for every single one. The cheap class. Which doesn't ever really stick to the name, but it is very specifically going to be very much equipped to do pretty much any of these other jobs. Alright, we don't need that advance of a tower. We just need a tower. Alright, you need a torpedo launcher, don't you? There you go. Just the one. Alright, I'll let you have a little extra fun. You get 2 of them. You're probably gonna need acoustics, considering the fact that your assignment at the moment is to deal with pretty much anything that exists. Wait, 5, 5, 5, wait, 5. Increase the length of that. And what caliber did I've already forgotten. What's the caliber we're going with for our 5 inchers? 5 inchers or 5.2. Alright, bring that back a bit. And then we're gonna have to stick a 5.2 up in the... Can't stick a 5.2 up in the turret, but we can stick one on the butt. As for what we can stick up there in the gun tower, single 3-incher. What's the caliber on our 3-inchers? I'm pretty sure there's a ship around here that has a 3-incher that defines what our 3-inchers are calibrated to. Alright, our 3-inchers are calibrated to 3.5, I believe. Yeah, 3.5. Is there any real reason why I'm doing this? No, it's just for my own immersion. Just for my own little immersion that our country makes a 5.2 inch, 3.5 inch, and everything in their respective inch calibers. Anyway, the cheap returns is a long boy. Should actually probably stick more torpedoes on, honestly. Yeah, surprisingly enough, can fit more torpedoes. Will they be any good? More than likely, no. Hey, at least worth a shot. I feel like this is going to end up being more expensive than my other one. Once again, cheap class doesn't really ever live up to the name of being cheap. Yep, this this is our this is the cheap class. Always always going over budget. In fact, I think I can fully armor everything actually. Yeah, I think I can legitimately just armor everything. Yep. And we still have some room to spare. Definitely wouldn't be able to fit that, but we have a lot of room to spare. Move this back a bit, just so that way then we can deal with some of that four weight. Move this back a bit, again to deal with the four weight offset. Okay. Why is the front so heavy? Okay. Let's move these torpedoes back here. And move these torpedoes back there. And that still doesn't deal with the weight problem. This is going to be a really derpy looking destroyer. I just know it. This thing is going to be. Yeah, that that looks great right there. High quality. Just yep. Means I can move the 5-incher even more backwards. There we go. 4% weight offset. If we increase the range, it immediately becomes overweight, so that is not what this destroyer is for. This destroyer is specifically designed to be cheap. However, it really isn't that much cheaper than our other destroyer. But it can do a lot more, so it can do a lot more for a cheaper price. So it's got some advantages. It has a few advantages. Now, let's see what our economy says about what we can actually do. Because our economy is more than likely going to disagree with many of the choices I have made for these designs. Let's actually look. What is the economy? All right. Transport capacity immediately needs to be having money spent on it. Shipyard. All right. We want to do this 12 months at a time because honestly, 24 months is annoying. Waiting 2 years for a dry dock upgrade. That's so much more worth it. So much more worth it. Yeah. Oh, okay. We have a positive balance of plus 24. I have now spent most of the money on a shipyard. We do not have much money left. Uh, Research tab, or the game could have a seizure. There we go. Uh, Hull construction. That's something we definitely want. Internals protection. That's almost done. Grab that. Let's see. We're definitely going to want hull strengthening. That's definitely one we're going to want to grab. Uh, From what I know, a lot of Austria-Hungary's hulls, at least back when I played it, like first few time back when it was still just all of Europe, uh, a lot of their hulls were interesting. They had some interesting hulls, but a lot of them were just reused hulls from Germany or Italy. Italy and Germany hulls tend to be what made up the Austro-Hungarian fleet. Right, right. We're actually gonna go fairly cheap on this. We're gonna build 6 destroyers, 12 destroyers actually. How much money do we got left? Quite a bit. We're gonna build quite a few of these light cruisers, 6 of those. Still have money left. 6 of the cyber class heavy cruisers, and 2 light cruisers of the Vanguard class. That gives us not a great monthly balance, but it's a fine start. It's a fine start to what we have. I can cut back on the tech budget a bit, and eventually the transport fleet will balance out. Uh, let's see. What are our current relations? Germany likes us. America doesn't care. France and Britain are not too keen on us. The Soviet Union despises our existence. Uh, Soviet Union's a new thing. Oh, hey, you can improve relations or increase tension with people. Oh, that's a new thing. That's a new feature. That's nice. Who do we want to become friends with? Let's become friends with the Spanish Empire. I want to become friends with Spain. We're gonna have a fun time. Me and Spain. We're gonna rule the waves. As for everybody else, I don't know what we'll do. But for right now, our main goal: don't die. Don't die in the first year of operation. We have 6 heavy cruisers, 6 light cruisers, and 12 destroyers. I feel like that's a very historical navy for what Austria-Hungary could have had in 1920 after losing the First World War. Okay. Okay. Uh huh. Uh huh. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. All righty. Okay. Why was the Soviets trying to improve relations with me? I just want to be friends with Spain. We can we can do it, Spain. We can become the new world order. We can do it. We can truly create a new Europe. Anyway, how's all that research going? How are the finances going? We should probably increase the crew training. Always increase crew training. You never want to leave it too low because then your crew in dry dock never get any form of training done. Oh, why are you guys all overweight? Okay, that's a new thing. There's now flaws with your ships. That's interesting. That's nice. I I wish it wouldn't have happened to the fact that we have a very very small navy, so a lot of our ships are now not having fun. but I'm pretty sure they're fine. They'll be fine. We'll be fine. Oh no. It's gonna take us 2 whole years to get that dockyard upgrade, but it'll be worth it in the end. Can we continue improving relationships with Spain? Yeah, we want to be friends with Spain. We want Spain to be a true friend of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Well, the new weird Austro-Hungarian Parliament. I don't know what we're called at this point. We're just Austria-Hungary, but slightly more democratic. Fine, only because we have to deal with unrest. I'd rather have the GDP. Yeah, sure, Georgia, you can have a battleship. I don't know why you want to buy a battleship, but I'm not going to question why Georgia wants a battleship. You do you, Georgia. You do you. I'm gonna have to change the name on that. That can't be the Maverick. That's not gonna be the first Maverick. We're not sending the first of the. I mean, technically, yes, we are sending the first of the Maverick class to Georgia, but we're gonna. How do you spell Georgia? I am bad at. I'm bad at stuff. How do you spell Georgia? Politics. Who is my ally here? Georgia. Georgia. I'm not gonna. Hopefully, I spelled that right. Eh, Crap. I I I almost had it. Almost had it. Almost had it. There we go. Their battleship will be called the Georgia. I don't know why Georgia wants to be friends with me, but Georgia is friends. So Georgia is friend, not food. I was gonna say I'm terrible at spelling, but that's not how you spell Estonia. Unless they decided to change the name last time I looked at it. That's not how you spell it. I may not know how to spell Georgia, but I do know how to spell Estonia. That is not it. What are we considered actually? Oh, we're just full blown democracy. Okay, never mind. We threw out everything. We're just straight up democratic now. Screw the monarchy. Screw everything else. Ah yes. Soviet Union. Democracy. What kind of alternate history is this? Oh, it actually shows you what parties have actual influence in the Jesus Christ. Um okay, there might be a few minor problems with the other parties in our government. How's Germany doing? Yep. That. Yeah. Yeah. How's China doing? Oh, they're definitely doing better. France is surprisingly enough less of a mess than usual. I feel like that's a fairly optimistic version of America right there. That seems like a fairly correct UK. I have no words on Italy. I don't know if that's even close to correct or not, but yeah, this we're getting along here. The budget may be blown, but we're definitely working on at least making the budget slightly less blown. I don't want to ruin my GDP. We need the GDP. Jesus Christ, Georgia. What kind of military buildup are you doing over there? They're gonna have more ships for them that from us than we're gonna have for our own navy. All right, I'm just gonna put in production one of each of my other ships, just so that way then I can have them. All right, where is the where are the ships I'm building for myself? All right, you're gonna be named the Maverick. There we go. I'm glad I figured out how to rename ships. All right, we're gonna build one of the Felix and one of the Colin, just so that way then we have all of our ships that are first of their class named after themselves, and we don't accidentally ship one off to Georgia because Georgia apparently wants to buy a lot of our stuff. I don't know why Georgia is militarizing this much, but you do you, Georgia. You do you. Why is the U.S. Navy in the You know what? Never mind. It's Georgia. Why do you want so many ships? Georgia just well, Georgia's gonna become a world power at this rate. I'm gonna turn around one day and be like, Jesus, Georgia. Okay, we're gonna cut the. We're definitely gonna. Oh, hmm. Okay, yep. I'll suspend a few of these. All right, we'll suspend the Colin for now. How's that? We'll suspend the Felix, and we'll suspend the Maverick. Let's just get what we have currently being built done. And we'll bring the tech budget back up a bit. So then we have at least some tech budget. Oh yeah, I forgot we were strengthening relations with the Spanish. I completely forgot we were doing that. We were becoming friends with the Spaniards. Oh, and the Russians have deployed to the Mediterranean. That's Georgia. Where are you getting all this money? I mean, sure. So they're independent now, or nope? Italy still controls them, but there's an open revolt happening. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I know Germany poked me. I am not interested in touching that. Do you see that? Do you see that? That is. They want to come down here to the Mediterranean and fight me. They can fight me all they want. I'm not going up there to fight them. We need money, and unfortunately, right now we do not have money. because now I am building several ships of varying classes. Majority of which aren't even for my own navy at this point. We're building the majority of these new ships for Georgia. Oh boy. What? You hit me with a stick and then you're like, here, have a piece of candy. I'm concerned that the British have a submarine just hanging out in the Mediterranean. Oh, wait, no, they have two. Okay. British are scary. I do like how they did change the flags to be their naval flags instead of their country flags. I mean, of course, like for the U.S., the U.S. naval flag is straight up just the U.S. flag, whereas Britain has their little naval flag. The Germans have their own naval flag too. I think that's a German naval flag. That or it's just the German flag slapped on. Who knows? As for us, we get Austria's flag because think I think how Austria-Hungary divided it, Austria was in charge of naval warfare, so the navy for Austria-Hungary just used the Austro-Hungarian flag. Things get really weird in the Austro-Hungarian Empire, especially now that we're a weird conglomeration of democratic states held together by I don't know what. We're held together by something. No, we don't want to do anything. We want GDP. That's what we want. Georgia. What is with the large military buildup? You're scaring me. You are scaring me, Georgia. Like if Georgia wants to go and fight all of my enemies for me, I am 100% applauding them to do so. They can go do that for me if they want. Where does Georgia pull the money out of? I don't think Libya is winning. I don't think they're winning. Wait, I don't. Wait, what do I control? I don't control Serbia. I control Okay, so I control Austria, Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Hungary, and Czechoslovakia is apparently a defunct state, but Slovakia exists. Can we? Is there any way I can kind of just invade Czechoslovakia? Can we just do that? I'd like to rebuild my empire. I mean, my democratic government that is 100% legitimate. Gotta take out a few of our rivals down here. Gotta reunite our democracy. I don't know if you're joking or not. I don't think I can attack land-based countries. I don't even know how to interact with minor countries. Georgia just kind of just decided to be friends with us, and that's just how we've been doing things with Georgia. Georgia is our one and only friend, and I don't know else to proceed. I can launch a naval invasion of other countries, but that's about it. I don't think there is a tab for interacting with the minor countries yet. They kind of just have to interact with you. Maybe I'll get an event to acquire them. Acquire. Peacefully. Peacefully acquire. Very, very peacefully. Yes, I know to click on naval invasion, but the minor countries don't show up on the diplomacy tab. I think they'll be added eventually, just they're not in diplomacy yet, other than when they interact with you. They can interact with you, but you can't interact with them. It's a very strange relationship minor countries have with their major allies. Some people wonder, do you really exist if a minor country doesn't acknowledge the fact that you're bigger? The world may never know. I will say the turns tend to take a little bit longer with all the new opened up parts of the map. Oh, hey, our hulls now weigh slightly less. Oh, and we have new hull Dreadnought 4. Georgia, where do you keep getting the money? I'm not going to be able to fill out all these orders, Georgia, if you keep buying crap, because our dockyards are going to be filled with just building your ships. Like, look at this. They've bought 4 light cruisers, 4 destroyers, and a battleship. And we haven't even finished the battleship yet. What even is the Georgian government? I don't even know what their government is. Oh, Oman exists. Yemen. Oh, hey, they're back in one piece. Oh, Egypt has a lot of oil. I see in this alternate timeline we have interesting borders down there. We should probably build a submarine at some point. We're gonna build a cruiser submarine. We're just gonna build one of them. I wish you could design your submarines. I can understand kind of why they don't let you do it because why is everybody Oh, well, good on them. They're liberating themselves. They're doing it. Their flag shows up as a full color flag. Does that mean? I thought maybe they appeared on the map as a thing we could attack now, but no. Italy's just not having a fun time. Yeah, doesn't look like Italy's gonna have a fun time down there. Oh, and in this alternate timeline, they've already eaten Albania. Rip Albania. You were known for no known existence. Several of our country's shipbuilding industries are constructing warships for third countries. What is your opinion? Have you not seen Georgia? Have you boys not been paying attention to where all the money's been coming from? It's been coming from Georgia. All right, so Spain has Canada and Denmark. Germany has Colombia. China has Sweden, Argentina, and Norway. Italy has Arabia. France has Portugal. United States has Estonia, Venezuela, Bulgaria. Britain has Belgium. That's probably the only normal one I can think of out of all of these. And then I have Georgia. You know, like you do. You just casually have a friend, Georgia. Everybody casually has a friend named Georgia. uh Georgia is just gonna be a powerhouse of the Black Sea with the ships it's buying up. Oh, Ukraine found oil. If it were if attacking minor nations was an option, I'm pretty sure somebody might claim that oil. But there's quite a few oil fields, and I don't own any of them because Slovakia decided it didn't want to be part of our new democratic Austria-Hungary. It's its own thing with its own standards. It decided to go and become its own independent country. Maybe Georgia will get some oil at some point, and we can just get oil from them. That would be nice. Seriously, how are you guys all making friends with all these minor countries? Like, I mean, Georgia is like it's a big spender. Don't get me wrong, Georgia, you are like the best of friends right now. But why does no other minor nation like us? What did we do to deserve this? All right, we have unrest of 29, so maybe that's might be slight reason why nobody likes us. Be fair, we could be worse. We could be worse. We could definitely be worse. Okay, yeah. I don't know what happened in Italy, but yeah. I think I think if I ever build up the navy a bit more, which we're trying to do, just lots of Georgian orders to make more stuff. Make more stuff for Georgia. Hopefully, once we finish their battleship, we can resume our other battleship that we're building. Why is Cyprus doing? Georgia, please. I just I just want to expand our horizons. I just want to build a navy, Georgia. Can I at least have 5 minutes? 5 minutes to develop my own ships. For 5 minutes. Because, dear God, the entirety of our ship production is dedicated to Georgia. Well, none of these are great for my own rest, but I don't care what the Soviet Union thinks of us. We're not going to intervene in our democratic government. What do you think we are? Some lousy communistic state? We are a democratic Austria-Hungary here. Only the finest in democracy, he says, looking into camera. uh, yeah, we're going great. I mean, could be worse. Every day I just look at the others and say it could be worse. Unless you're American, then you're just everybody's content there. Can we please finish this already? I'd like to finish the Georgia so that way then we can move on to building the rest of my fleet. I haven't even gotten like a port set for like where these guys are gonna spawn. Just spawn at Pula. Just spawn at Pula. Just spawn at Pula. Just just Pula. It's always Pula. Spawn at Pula. Pula's a nice place. Well, at least we have a fairly decent amount of backup money now. Thanks. I do not care about Southern Colombia. The potential threat of France. But GDP. Also, I would really like the decrease to unrest. So, yeah. Yeah, I'd rather have a higher GDP than more naval budget. Seriously, why does everybody like everybody else but me? What's wrong with us? We have 25 national, like, we're 25 here. People like us, okay? Our own people like us. Why can't the rest of you like us? Japan has Cyprus and Brazil now. Uh, Italy has Lithuania. The Spaniards have added Latvia to their collection. And the French have Poland. Okay, that's a reasonable one. I can see that. Let's take that off of that. Let's work on explosives. Yeah, explosives. Oh, did we finish a ship? We must have finished a ship because I think it decreased from building 8 ships to 7 ships. That's at least one less thing we're building. Oh, did we finally? Well, there goes that. But we built our submarine. Hooray! We have a submarine now. The U-1. You have a stupid name. I mean, granted, that's more than likely the logical name of what you are, but we shall call you. I don't know what to call you, actually. There you go. You're the friendship now. You are now the friendship. The most friendliest of submarines. She's expensive, but she does her job. Okay, it looks like none of the ship. Okay, some of the ships here have flaws. Some of them have a few flaws. Just a few minor flaws here and there, you know. Seriously, 4 more months. Can we resume construction of that? All right, we can. I don't think we can resume construction on that yet, so let's just resume construction on the Colin. Yep, that's probably the best we're going to be able to get it. And then George is probably going to come to us and say, "Hey, you want to sell us some more boats?" And I'm going to have to be like, "Well, I was thinking about, expanding my own navy, but you know what, Georgia? We'll sell you some more." I wonder, can you actually see them showing? Yeah, you can actually see them showing up in Georgia's one port there. They now have a fleet strength of 40,000. So, yeah. I wonder if anybody else is building ships for some of these smaller guys. Portugal doesn't have any. Estonia's been friends with America for a while. Yeah, they managed to bribe America for a single destroyer. I love how Georgia already has 4 light cruisers and 4 destroyers from me. Poor Estonia has been friends with America for longer. It's only managed to get a destroyer off of them. Oh, oh, the friendships. Oh, the friendships. I do like this new mechanic of other countries going to you and literally asking, "Hey, can I buy this? Can I buy this? Hey, you mind if I buy this real quick?" I do like that mechanic. I kind of wish that some games like Hearts of Iron 4 had that, where in Hearts of Iron 4 you can request the production license for ships, but I wish like you could actually buy ships from other people. That'd be neat. Georgia, my own production, Georgia, my own production. I'd like to do that. I would like to get mm, my own ships. To be fair, that destroyer didn't put much of a dent in our production capabilities, but still, 2 more months until Georgia has their battleship. And then Georgia will probably ask me for another battleship. This entire, like, first stream back on Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts is literally just going to be us selling ships to Georgia. We have become the black market of naval warfare. Hey, hey, you want to buy a battleship? It's good to be back in this game. It's nice to see that there's a lot of new things to do with it. Lots of new content. I don't know where George is magically funneling all this money from. But I'm pretty sure they have a very legitimate business of where they're getting all this money from. I'm sure of it. Probably. Maybe. Maybe, probably. I will say we do need to get some colonialism done. We need to claim some colonies. We got to make Austria Hungary better than it currently is. We have to seize the initiative by invading Italy. They've had it good for two. Well, actually, no. Italy hasn't had it good since the start of this game. Honestly, they have not. They have not been having a fun time. So they might actually thank us for invading them. Who knows? We're just gonna invade Italy and hope that things work out eventually. But first, we're gonna befriend the Spanish because if we get the Spanish on our side, then the Italy's will be pushover. Italy will be a straight up pushover with the Spaniards on our team. Though to be fair, Spain wouldn't really give us much of an advantage. It'd just be slight advantage. I do wish they would find a way to try and optimize the game a bit so then these loading sections wouldn't take as long to load. I understand it's still in beta, but dear God, times where it decides to take a long time to load and the times where it decides to take a short time to load, it kind of gets a bit annoying. Also, we only have an active fleet of 27 ships with about 4 more ships on the way to bolster that. So that way then we actually have some heavy hitters available to us. I do plan to eventually build a big battleship, one that'll have 16-inch guns and ready to lob them at the enemy. But we have not developed 16-inch guns that are past Mark 1, and Mark 1 16s kind of suck. And oh, hey, news from the Soviet Union. We can't really stick a. I love how colonialism's just straight up collapsing while I'm over here debating on who I'm going to attack to become a new colonial empire. I think I might just take Albania and Sicily and Sardinia. I think we'll seize those off the Italians and probably what's left of their control over Libya. Yeah, we're gonna want a big friendship treaty with Spain because we want that alliance. We want the Spanish fleet. Not really for much else other than the fact that it'll provide us quite a lot of additional ships to throw against the Italians. We ain't claiming all of Italy. That's ridiculous. And another turn passed by as we save up naval funds for future endeavors because we can no longer just spam large amounts of ships. We have to actually. Oh, hey, we have a friend now. And they have oil. Welcome to the family, Ukraine. We have a very weird. Well, the Soviets befriended Chile. I I guess the name works with it. Oh, and France has ditched Poland for Romania. Poland's gonna be feeling that burn for a while. They got one destroyer out of it. They got the one destroyer, and France immediately decided to never be friends with Poland again. Oh, never mind. Germany is apparently invading Poland. I'd much rather have the unrest decrease. Thank you very much. How do I invade? I want to invade too. Oh, hey, our new shipyard's done. Now to immediately spend money on a new one. I want to invade other countries too. Seriously, why can't I invade these guys? If Germany is allowed to do it, why ain't I allowed to do it? I just thought that it wasn't a feature yet, but no, you can. It's just an AI only thing, apparently. Only AI can engage in such warfare. Oh, hey, we finally finished that other battleship, which means we can resume production of the Felix. Oh, right, I almost forgot. I have to turn on the Add Crew button because that's never on by default for some reason. Georgia now just has a battleship. Dear God. Georgia's scary. At the very least, they should be able to fight off anybody that tries to oppress their country. Well, oppress their country from the sea. I don't know how well the battleship would help with land warfare, but it's there. It'll try. I guess we can spend a little extra money on the tech budget. How's the fleet doing? Still building up our literal two battleships. We'll get another Cullen class under production. Okay, that's new. So both of you are now out of date, aren't you? Yep. Literally can't produce any more of them. That means I have to literally go and design a new heavy cruiser. Oh boy. Here's where the fun begins. Alright, well, it has to meet the requirements of what our two old cruisers can make, which is 26 knots. And you're going to replace the Cullen, and the Cullen was a 9-inch gun carrier. Alright. Call this the Bash class. Apparently with apostrophe for some reason. 26 knots. Increase the range a bit because we do not need these things going too far. We literally just had those things designed, and now it's like, oh, nope, hole's out of date. Can't build any more of them. I swear you could do that back in the, you could do that back in the old days where you could just keep building with the old hull that you have as long as you still had the blueprint to build it. Anyway, what was the Collins armor? 0 to 10 inches. Oh, we're definitely going with 10 inches. Go with 4 on those, 6 on deck. I will say, Lusankia, if you'd like to submit designs for me to build for the campaign, we do have a channel for that on the Discord. Which I do need to go through and probably redo some of the old classic designs that we have lying around. That could be a fun thing to do. Take a bunch of the old designs we have lying around and turn them into new designs. But anyway, funnels. Funnel! You don't fit. Okay, one funnel. Ah, rip. Well, to be fair, you don't really need a PC or a UAD to submit stuff to the Naval Design Committee. The Naval Design Committee just operates as a you can use the game if you want to give a complete illustration of what you have the requirements set for, but you can also just give a vague set of requirements. Like it has to have certain number of guns, it has to have a certain weight, it has to be a certain class, stuff like that. Also, this was the 9-inch carrier? Yep, this was the 9-incher. Dual configuration. It looks ridiculous, but it's the 9-inch. Full 9 inches. Increase the length, and then the barrels are decently long. Increase superstructure a bit. Alright, rangefinder 4. Give it the RDF. I mean, the new hull can definitely hold quite a bit better equipment. Alright, what do we got for secondaries? No, I haven't made use of 4-inch guns yet. They are, but the Mark threes. Can I mount up on that deck? Mark twos? Really? Just 2 inches? All right. All right. Two-inch guns are going to become a staple of our Austro-Hungarian Navy. Well, not really 2 point, because I have to. Can I not decrease these guns past 2-inch? Oh wait, no, that's the armor. That's the armor. We have 1.4-inch. That's our gun caliber for our 2-inch guns. Yep, 1.4-inch, and then immediately make them long. Yeah. Well, I think we increased the firepower a bit because I think on the Cullen it only had three. No, Cullen had 3x3s, so we actually kind of didn't increase the firepower by much. Would it be possible to fit triple configuration turrets? It is possible. Is it practical? Probably not. Let's decrease the beam a bit, just so that way then it's a bit faster in the water. The engine doesn't take up as much space. Uh, Tell you what, I will take a screenshot of that real quick and throw that into the Naval Committee Designer section, so then I remember to do that for next stream. Because here I am just building immediate replacements for these two, which already need replacements. We're off to a great start here. Where's the Naval Design Committee? It's on here somewhere. Design Committee. Nope, that's the discussion channel, not the design committee. Love my phone and it being slow at everything. Put that there. And there we go. I'll remember that for later. for this, I think I can increase its armor a bit. Okay, now she's a bit overweight. There we go. The Vash class. We'll be keeping the Colin and Cyber blueprints around so then I can refit those designs when potential refits come about. All right. Now for the replacement for the Cyber class, which will be also of a modern cruiser hull. However, we're going to restrict it to how much displacement did these two have? You had 16, you had 16. All right, you had 16, so we're going to make you actually big. Okay, maybe not that big. We want to try and max you out a wee bit. There we go. Wait, 6 knots. Oh, I might have forgotten to increase the crew quarters on this just a bit. That's gonna bite me in the rear end later. I'll have to upgrade that. I'll have to do a refit for that at some point. All right, main tower 5, rear tower. All right, center line in inchers, dual configuration. Grab a shell, powder, advanced, just 1. Far. All right. And we need a funnel. Half weight is not great. Secondary guns. What did you have? You had the 3.5 inch. There we go. That's fixed. Nope, probably should have seen that coming. Move that gun forward a bit. That deals with the aft off weight. Let's see, what else can we stick on this thing? Semi-auto reloading. Rotation. Give her guns some armor. As for the ship she's going to be replacing, nope, the 8 inchers were just standard 8 inchers. All right. Here, there we go. We'll just give it maximum range just to give it a little extra range out of it. Thanks to Georgia, we have not built up like much of our navy at all, and now we had to go and develop new warships to replace the already aging ones. Can we even build the Felix? All right, we can build another Felix. We're already severely over tonnage. Okay, yep. That wasn't a good idea. Suspend you. Fleet. Suspend. Nope. Can't suspend multiple of you at once. Gotta go through and do this manually. All right. There we go. We're within budget. We're within budgetary constraints. I'd rather you all go to Pula so that way then I can sort you out afterwards. I'll divide up the ships once they all get to Pula. Good old Pula. We have so much money from Georgia. Uh, I'd rather decrease the unrest. Oh boy, TNT Tier 3. That'd be a great thing to have. And immediately, Georgia's buying another destroyer, and Ukraine wants to buy a battle cruiser. And we're over the ship limit again. Now I have to suspend my Felix class, which is being built, for 1 month while I wait for the pudding to finish being built. And then Ukraine's gonna get my battle a new battle cruiser. Jesus Christ, you guys, come on, calm down. I don't. Why are they all just? They're all just coming to me for the arms market. They just want the Navy stuff. They're just coming to me knowing that I'm selling Georgia a bunch of stuff, and Georgia probably told them, "Hey, this guy sells a bunch of stuff. See, look, Ukraine's already now buying another battle cruiser. Ukraine, why?" Oh, now there's a commissioning thing. There's now an actual period of commissioning the ship. Oh boy, that's oh god. Ukraine, for the love of God, could you please just make a bulk order instead of piecemealing them all? Honduras of Honduras has been conquered by British Empire. I'll pretend that one makes sense. Well, transport capacity still hasn't reached 200%, so yep, economic growth isn't really being done that well. Could be better. Ship designer, I mean, not ship designer, fleet. Actually, I have to check. Are our destroyers now out of date as well? Nope. We can still build more destroyers. I think we did get new destroyer hulls though, so we will probably eventually upgrade our destroyers. As for these two, well, they're already out of date, but they can hold a lot more tonnage than the Vash and the Techno, so they might get some refits later. We have some weird gun sizes. We have 14.5s for our largest gun caliber at the moment. We have 11.9s, 10.5s, 9 inches, 8 inches, 7.5s, straight up 6 inches, along with mines and depth charges. And then the cheap's just outfitted with everything. The cheap is just straight up ready to go and drop everything onto a battlefield. I completely forgot I was supposed to be bettering relations with Spain again. I forgot about that part. Eventually, we'll get around to making Spain an ally, and then we'll attack Italy. They've had a good well, they haven't really had a good at all. Yeah, Italy's not been having a good time there. I'll probably have to look up how to launch attacks on the minor countries in this game because I kind of want to wipe out Czechoslovakia. Kind of want to gain control of it before Germany does. All right, let's improve relations more with the Spaniards. We want to get it up to 100, so that way then they become our instant best friend forever. Jesus Christ, we barely produce any oil. Yeah, we really need the oil. We have like no oil production of our own. All of our oil comes from Ukraine now. Does Georgia produce any? Nope, just Ukraine. All of our oil comes from Ukraine. Every last barrel we get is from Ukraine. So let's never make Ukraine unhappy, okay? We need oil. At the current moment, I don't have any other sources of oil. Oh, we can now get double turrets iron destroyers. Oh, Western Turkey's actually controlled by Greece. That's interesting. So Turkey control well, the Ottoman Empire actually is still around, surprisingly enough. They didn't reform into Turkey. Interesting. So they're trying to take back land from the Greeks, and the Greeks have definitely been busy. Who is it they're friends with? Oh, the Greeks aren't actually friends with anybody, so this is a fleet they built themselves. Not them. They built some warships. How's Estonia been doing? Well, they managed 3 destroyers. Oh, and Lithuania managed to get 2 destroyers from their Italians friends. Where is Italy? Increased tension. Oh boy, Ecuador. What do we got going on for research? Hull protection, hull strengthening, spoilers is always nice. I should probably work on the guns so that way then our current gun calibers can get upgrades. Well, now Ukraine's ordering up more ships. Good for them. Like I have 5 battle cruisers in production. Only 2 of those are mine. Sounds like a good deal to me. I have a lot of money anyway, and Georgia just kind of paid me quite a bit of money. And Mongolia just got conquered. What is our unrest? It's 24. And now we're overdoing it on our ship production again. There we go. That's still. Hopefully, once I get it to neutral, the Italians will just start hitting me themselves. That way, then I don't have to keep wasting my unrest on dealing with the Italians. Well, that's an unexpected outcome. Greece and Italy, best friends forever, I guess. We'll see how long that goes for. Hmm. 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 It'll hit my GDP, but the unrest. Yeah, rather take the unrest. Also, Italy now has Australia. Also, Germany is losing a land war to Poland. Okay. Weird, again, really weird alternate history we're living in here. Anyway, back to the political situations. Uh, Still working on making Spain our main ally. And who knows who will befriend afterwards, but for now, it's Spain. Whether or not it's a good bet to go with Spain, probably not, but that's what we're going with. And now Ukraine wants a battleship. I don't know why you want a battleship, but you can have one. Everybody gets a battleship. You get a battleship. You get a battleship. Everyone gets a battleship. And now I have to suspend construction of one of my own ships because I can't afford to keep things running. Eh, Oh, we're never going to finish any of these ships for my own fleet. We have all these other ships that are just sitting here. Like, Ukraine bought like three battle cruisers and a battleship. And again, none of those are for me. Those are all for Ukraine. The Ukrainian Navy is going to be a fairly formidable force in the Black Sea. It's going to be very awkward if them and Georgia decide to fight each other over this. Oh, Arabia wants to join my team now. Oh, I didn't want to finish any ships for my own fleet anytime soon. This only has one more month on it. I will let that run, but dear God, we're 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 just now. I don't know who we stole Arabia from. Who was Arabia originally friends with? I think they were friends with France, and then France got Mexico. No, they were one of Italy's friends, weren't they? Yeah, they were one of Italy's friends. Anyway, now we're building some ships for them too. We're just building ships for anybody that asks and has money. What's Central Balkans? Oh, that's the Central Balkans. Why can't I invade Serbia? Actually, there's a help button up here. Ship design basics. Don't need that. 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 Politics. Provinces. Conquering of smaller nations. During peacetime, special events can trigger missions against other small nations. Your land armies attack automatically, or you have to send a fleet to begin a naval invasion. Various missions indicate when you have to send ships and support the attack. Delaying to send ships prolongs the mission's duration to your success chance. Failing to send ships will affect extremely negatively. Okay, so in order to conquer small nations, we have to wait for a random event. Thanks, game. That's real kind of you. So it's not a thing that's just limited to the AI, it's limited to random chance. Fair enough, considering the fact we're just meant to be an admiral and not the actual leader of the country. Okay, now Poland wants stuff, and Georgia wants another destroyer. Georgia, calm down. I'm barely able to handle the output of ships we currently have. The Collins being commissioned for actual active service. Like, I have so many things being built. It's getting ridiculous. Calm down, people. Hello, Am. How's it going? Like, everybody just calm down, hold your horses. I'll get your orders done when I get your orders done, okay? Jesus Christ. Improve relations with the Spaniards. Let's solidify our alliance with the Spaniards. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get the random event to allow us to invade Slovakia so we can get the oil. Very much like to acquire the oil. Great. That will- Well, the Central Balkans and Serbia have done absolutely nothing productive. All right. One more increased tension on but anyway, I do hope that they do change it from being a random event to something you can actually persuade your government to pursue, and it have a random chance of succeeding. So that way, then you can actually get some land-based territories and other territories. The CIA is behind all of it. We're never gonna have any money. We're never gonna have any ships for ourselves. We are literally just the black market of ships. Just at the very least, all these destroyers are almost done. So at the very least, that gets a bit of the very large amount of tonnage that's currently taking up my entire shipyards out of the way. War erupts between Germany and the Soviet Union. And Ukraine wants more. Poland wants more. Everybody wants more. Why? Oh, the United States doesn't like me. That's not a good thing. That's not a good. That's never a good thing. You never really want the United States kind of eyeing up your territory and being like, you really look like you could use some democracy, even when you already have democracy. Oh boy. Increase our tension with Italy there. Anyway, how big is the Spanish fleet compared to the Italian fleet? Spaniards have 69 ships, while the Italians have 108. Well, I've definitely fought the Italian Navy with less, but at least then I had a battleship to deal with some of the Italians. Fortunately for us, we don't even have a battleship. Oh wait, no, we do have a battleship. We have the pudding, our most powerful warship ever designed, and more than likely going to be outdated by the end of the year. And we will probably build more of these submarine cruisers eventually, just to increase number of ships we got. But let's see what really weird stuff we get up to. Well, the Soviets and the Germans are definitely in full scale war. Let's see what they do. The Soviet Navy is more than likely severely spread out between the Black Sea, the Baltic Sea, Sea of Japan, and some other seas. So, more than likely, they're not gonna do well. I could probably get some territory from the Soviets. If I take this, I think it'll give me control of southern Russia. And then I have oil. And then I'll have oil. But I do believe this will be the last turn we play for tonight. And then I'm going to end the stream. Because not much is going to really be happening in the first couple of years. We're already in 1923. And not really much has happened other than Germany and Russia doing the first official war. Official in quotation marks, considering the fact that so many other wars have preceded this. This is like the first official war. Poland, why? Why do you all want to buy things? Please stop buying things. Why is the Italian Navy eyeing up my coast? Could you please not? To be fair, I can on easily just generate more tension with the Italians by just moving all of my warships out and securing the Adriatic. They'll take it as a sign of war, more than likely attempt to declare, and more than likely I will spend all of my money attempting to do this maneuver. Like, I can't even build any of my own ships because my dockyards are completely full with work orders from other countries. Alright, I'll play one more turn and see if deploying my fleet will increase tensions with the Italians or not. Because I know that's how it used to work. I don't know if it still works that way, though, now that they've redone things. Jesus Christ, please stop buying. Also, who won the election? Oh, well, the center party kind of collapsed. I'm not sure entirely we're going in the right direction. I'd rather keep fairly central here, guys. Oh, hey, at least we have very content. Highly respected. Increase tensions with the Italians. We have the entirety of of our navy just deployed out here. All right, one more turn just to test to see if having our navy deployed increases how much the raising tension stuff does. Though I will say I haven't really seen many Italian ship movements. Oh, apparently the Soviet Union collapsed and Russia now exists. Okay. They got voted out of power. That's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. China China did the opposite though. China China decided to do some stuff. And it doesn't seem like having my navy deployed is doing much to help me out here. So let's see, where can we park you boys? Let's see. In total, you all have a total tonnage of how much? All right, we're sending some of the ships home. I think the reason why we're not raising tensions with the Italians is because our navy is just so small that it really isn't seen as much of any threat. Like we can wagger our saber at them all we want; they do not care. They just look at it and are like, You trying? You really trying with that?" Eh, Jesus Christ, guys, stop buying. Italy is invading Sudan. Oh, oil. Oh, China's having a civil war. I think because you have the Republic of China, and then you have. Oh wait, no, they're not heading a civil war. They just didn't update their flags. Okay. Oh. Oh wait, no, that's just the naval flag for Japan, isn't it? Or at least what they're using for the naval flag. I don't know if Japan ever had a distinct flag from their for their navy. I think that was mostly just a Western European thing where they just slapped a naval flag on stuff. I think that was mostly just a European thing to do, where you have a specific flag for your navy. Anyway, let's save that. Didn't really do anything interesting today, other than watch the world burn and turn Georgia into a regional superpower. So let's go find somebody to raid. There we go. Trade's been created. All right. Hope you all have a nice rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow with more Mech Warrior 5. And then Saturday night, we might do more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnought or Titanfall 2. One of the two. I'll figure it out when I get there. But for tomorrow, it'll be more Mech Warrior 5 for those that are interested in that. Till then, have a nice night. Enjoy the person I'm sending you off to. And thank you all for sticking around to the end.